You probably call yourself something. Conservative, liberal, libertarian. But here's the thing. Most of us don't fit neatly in one box. And today, I want to prove it. This is What's Your Real Political Mix? I've got 10 quick questions on different political topics. Your job is simple. Answer honestly. Then I'll reveal where that answer usually lands on the political map. Now sometimes the answers might sound close together. If that happens, just pick the one that feels most like you and think about why you'd say yes or no. That why is really what shows your mix. This isn't a test. There's no right or wrong. It's just a way to see how scattered and interesting we really are. So let's play. What's your real political mix? The first section is going to be on free speech. We've got 2 questions. The first is, should Nazis be allowed to hold a public rally? Yes, but only with strong police presence to maintain order. Yes, if it's legal speech, it must be allowed, no exceptions. Yes, stopping it just shows elites silence voices they don't like. Or no, because restrictions are justified to protect vulnerable groups. No, hateful voices are dangerous and government should shut them down. Which sounds most like you? Here's where those answers lay on the political spectrum, at least according to me. Okay, so question 2. Should social media platforms be required by law to host all legal viewpoints, even offensive ones? And here we're going to exclude things that are illegal, like conspiracy or slander. Okay, so is your answer yes? If it is it because the government should step in to stop platforms from silencing conservative viewpoints? Or is it yes, big tech is a corporate elite, quote unquote, and shouldn't control who gets a voice? Government should stop them from silencing marginalized or dissenting voices. Or is your answer no? Is it no because private companies are free to set their own rules? Or is it because some regulation is fine if it protects people from harm, but generally the answer should be no? Or is it no because the government has no business at all forcing private platforms to do anything? Okay, and here are where those answers lean, again, according to me. Okay, so next section is going to be on due process. And question 3 is, if someone is accused of terrorism, should they still receive full due process rights from the moment they're detained, including legal representation, a trial, and appeals? Is your answer no? Because terrorism is too dangerous, and authorities should have the power to bypass the process? Or is your answer yes, but with limits if national security is at risk? Or is it yes, due process is simply fundamental to fairness? Is it yes, absolutely, rights apply to everyone, no exceptions? Or finally, is it yes, skipping due process risks abuse of power, especially against vulnerable groups? Again, some of these might sound similar to each other. Just pick the one that you feel sounds most like you and what you might say to support your viewpoint. Here's how I would categorize these answers. And on to question 4. If police arrest someone on suspicion of planning a terrorist attack, should they be allowed to search the suspect's phone without a warrant? Is your answer no? Fairness and rule of law require a warrant every time? Or no, because the government must never have that kind of unchecked power, no exceptions? Or is your answer yes, but only in urgent national security cases? Or yes, national security matters more than privacy? Or yes, because you want to protect communities from extremist threats? Here's how I'm going to categorize these answers. Alright, and now on to everyone's favorite category, taxes! And question 5. Should the wealthy pay higher income taxes to help fund government programs? No, because higher taxes hurt jobs or investment. No, you should cut government spending instead. Or no, because that's just elites punishing success. Or is your answer yes, because it's about fairness and the wealthy should contribute more? Or yes, the wealthy have too much power, so you should tax them more. And here's how I categorize these responses. And because you're having just so much fun talking about taxes, I'll do one more question for you. Do tax cuts across the board usually help the economy? So tax cuts in any bracket. Is your answer no, because benefits mostly go to the wealthy and fairness is lost? Or is your answer no for almost the same reason, but you think tax cuts are just another scheme by elites to enrich the rich? Or is your answer yes, because lower taxes spur growth for everyone? Is it yes, but only if the government also cuts spending? Or finally, is it yes, because tax cuts put money back into ordinary people's pockets? And this is my categorization of these answers. Okay, and on to our second last topic, which is law and order, and question 7. Should the death penalty be used for the most serious crimes like murder or terrorism? Is your answer no, because it risks executing the innocent? Is it no, because government shouldn't have the power to take life? Or is it no, the death penalty is cruel and unfairly targets vulnerable groups? Or is your answer yes, it's the ultimate punishment that is needed for justice and deterrence? Or is your answer yes, because criminals deserve the harshest punishment, no exceptions? And here's how I would categorize these answers. Okay, and then question 8. Should reducing crime focus more on policing or on addressing social causes like poverty and education? Should we focus on more social causes because prevention is the real long-term solution? Or social causes because police are part of the problem? Should it be that we focus more on policing because strong enforcement keeps order? Or policing first because crime is out of control and needs toughness? Or is your actual response neither? Just enforce basic laws, let people handle the rest? And here's how I would categorize these choices. Okay, our final category is hot topics. Should the government put stronger restrictions on gun ownership? For question 9. Is your answer no, the right to bear arms is a core individual freedom? Or is it no, gun rights are absolute and government has no authority? Or is it no, because gun control is elites disarming the regular people? Or is your answer yes, because reasonable restrictions can reduce violence? Or is it yes, because guns cause harm and government must act boldly to stop it? Here's how I would categorize these choices. Okay, and our last question is going to be on immigration. Should children brought illegally into the country, often called dreamers, have a pathway to citizenship? Is your answer yes, they grew up here and deserve full rights? Is it yes, but without additional government benefits? Is it yes, because denying them citizenship is simply cruel? Or is it no, the law must be upheld, exceptions create bad precedent? Or is it no, because exceptions just reward breaking the law? Again, a couple of those sound similar to each other, just pick the one that sounds most like you. And here's how I would categorize these responses. So before I conclude, I just want to show you kind of a summary of the way that I categorize these groups. You obviously might disagree with it, and there were a lot of questions where you did see overlap, and I worded it just differently enough because really at the end of the day, there are answers that are very similar to each other. Again, it's the very specific why that might kind of tip the balance on where you land in this graph on any given topic. So what's your real political mix? Did you lean conservative on some questions, liberal on others, maybe libertarian on a few? That's normal if that was the case. In fact, it's the point. It's why I wasn't too concerned about whether or not you might agree with me on the way I categorize any viewpoint, because the point here is really that depending on the topic and our own life experiences, we might feel differently about one topic over another, and in one case we might sound very conservative, in another we might sound very liberal. For me, I'm a real mix. I've got lots of libertarian views. Sometimes I'm traditionally liberal. But if you were to ask me about the economy, I'm actually pretty traditionally conservative. Even my partner and I learned new things about each other when we were putting this together. Turns out, we're not as easy to label as we both thought we were. And I bet you aren't either. And that's because politics isn't just left versus right. It's more like a dartboard, in my opinion, where your views are scattered in different places, but at the center, most of us have core, non-political values that guide us. And if you want to hear me explain that metaphor a bit more, I actually made a whole video about it when I covered political violence the other week. So check it out if you're curious. But the big takeaway here is don't get stuck on the badge you wear. You're not just conservative or just liberal. You're a mix, and that's human. So if you've made it this far, thanks for playing along. And hey, if nothing else, maybe you learned something about yourself today.